Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Julia, and today I'm going to be covering the two different types of ways you can brace your core when performing compound lifts. Addressing the elephant in the room, I am 6 months pregnant. However, I do think this is actually going to make it easier for you to see what I'm talking about when I go over these two types of bracing. All right, so the first type of bracing, which I'm not going to demonstrate with a belt, but it's the one that's most commonly used when you wear a belt, is outward bracing. And what's really cool about outward bracing, especially when utilizing a lifting belt, is this belt is giving you something to brace against. About any time you're contracting a muscle, if you're doing a bicep curl, this doesn't really feel like anything, but when you give that muscle something to contract against, like a weight, then all of a sudden that contraction is stronger. And that's exactly what a lifting belt is doing when we are bracing against it, is it's providing the resistance for us to brace against. And when people talk about outward bracing, it's very similar to preparing to get punched in the stomach. So imagine someone's coming up to you and you can tell they're coming with you with a big fist and they're about to sock you in your stomach. You want to really think about taking a big breath in and bracing your abs really, really tight. So when you're touching it, it's really firm all around. And again, you have sealed off your abdominal wall. It is really tight and strong and prepared to take any blow. That is exactly what outward bracing is, specifically when you are using a lifting belt. In order to properly hold an outward brace, you do need to be holding your breath as well. Whereas the other type of bracing we'll cover, you can actually breathe normally. But again, this is really a type of bracing that's reserved for your heaviest lifts, where you're holding your breath, performing that Valsalva maneuver, bracing against that lifting belt. So I'll demo it from the side for you guys, again, without the lifting belt because of my pregnancy. As you can see, I literally can't talk while maintaining that brace because I'm holding my breath, keeping that air pushed against my abdominal wall is what is making that outward brace so strong. All right, our second type of bracing is bracing with our transverse abdominis. What's really unique about this is you can continuously breathe throughout this brace. However, it is not as strong of a brace when you're doing really, really heavy, low rep work, specifically with your compound lifts. This one is a lot easier for you to see exactly what I'm talking about from the side, because a lot of times with this type of brace, people confuse it with sucking in. And again, with a pregnant belly, it's really easy to show you what the difference is because my belly will just move so much. Okay, so I'm gonna do what people typically do when they suck in, and I'm gonna show you exactly why that's not what we wanna do. So as you can see, I'm really gripping down with my outer abs. I kind of hunch over a little bit in the process, and it doesn't really look like my lower abs are really doing anything. I just am basically holding my stomach, literally my stomach, not my abs, in. That's very different from actual deep transverse abdominis, deep core bracing. I'm going to show you what that looks like from the side. So when you're setting up for a deep core brace, you want to relax your belly, take a big breath in to fill up, and then you're going to exhale. And on your exhale, you're going to think about from your pelvic floor. Yes, this includes men too. You have a pelvic floor. You're going to think about lifting your pelvic floor, zipping up your low abs all the way up to your rib cage without moving your upper body. And then when you get into that position, you're going to practice breathing normally. I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like synced with my breath, and I'm not going to be able to talk while I'm doing it. Okay, as you can see, I'm holding my brace. Now that I have this brace set, I'm able to speak normally. What you can see that happen is on my inhale, I really relaxed my entire belly. And on the exhale, I zipped up from the bottom up without moving my upper body. The deep core brace is a brace that you can use in literally every exercise you perform. I don't care if you're doing a lateral raise. I want you bracing your deep core in that manner to make sure it's properly engaged. If you are somebody who is using a lifting belt, you're getting close to testing your 1 rep, 2 rep, 3 rep max, I do want you utilizing that outward brace and bracing against that lifting belt to really take use of filling up your belly, using your air to press against your abdominal wall and take advantage of utilizing the maximum amount of abdominal muscle tissue you can to assist in the strength of your compound lifts. All right, I hope this video was helpful talking about core bracing, the 2 different types of core bracing that you can do, and stay tuned for my next video.